a number of people will be looking at OJ this morning and thinking 9 years of a 33-year sentence seems early. Do you think so?
Well, I do, and I think that the parole board hearing was ridiculous because during the hearing, he testified that he's led a conflict-free life. But the truth is, the civil jury that tried the case or that heard the case after he was acquitted in the criminal case found that he was responsible for the wrongful death of his wife, Nicole, and the wrongful death of Ronald Goldman, and that he was responsible and did it with malice and oppression. And that's why they awarded punitive damages to punish him, in that more than $20 million was awarded against him because it shocks the conscience of the community. How can he say he led a conflict-free life when he did all of that and in addition was convicted of numerous felonies in Nevada, including assault with a deadly weapon, kidnapping, and many other felonies for which he was sentenced and served 9 years.
Do you think he is being given special treatment? I mean, he was acquitted in the criminal murder trial. He was being, you know, this sentence was for a completely different charge for armed robbery. You have to be, you know, tried on the charges in the court that day. But why do you think then that he is being treated differently?
Well, Susanna, for him to be able to lie with impunity because he was not under oath, not under penalty of perjury, where he had to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the parole board, I mean, that's ridiculous. They engaged in a legal fiction. They didn't take into account that civil jury verdict, which became a judgment, should not have been ignored. So that is why I have asked a legislator in Nevada, and she has agreed to introduce a bill so that in the future, other inmates would have to testify under penalty of perjury, and any convictions for domestic violence or for the ultimate violence, which is killing two other human beings with malice and oppression, that should be taken into consideration for parole. Of course, it would not be retroactive to him, but I think it will be important for the future. And no, I don't think he should have gotten out given his testimony or his statements to the parole board.
He got preferential treatment because he's the juice. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, he was on Monday Night Football. He was an American hero. I mean, but you got to remember, O.J. Simpson spent 9 years in prison. And spending years in prison is kind of like driving a car and having highway patrol behind you the whole time. And that man stayed on the straight and narrow for the full 9 years. Didn't receive any write-ups. Nothing. I mean, the man stayed very clean for the whole 9 years, and that's pretty incredible.
Tell me this.
Well, I think what's pretty incredible, Piers, is the idea that he would get special treatment because he was some kind of Heisman Trophy winner in the NFL. No one should be above the law. No one should get better treatment or worse treatment. Everyone should receive equal treatment in prison, and it is really, really very offensive to think that he would get better treatment than other inmates when he has been found to kill two human beings.
I mean, did you pick up on the fact that the white inmates felt he probably did commit murder, but the black inmates felt he didn't?
Well, you know, there wasn't much of a divide there because O.J. got along with everybody, and O.J. is a different kind of cat. He doesn't see people as being black, white, Chinese, or any kind of race. He sees everybody as the same race. He's in a world all by himself.
Well, you know, it's no longer about what people just believe. It's what a jury found. And with all due respect, this former guard is disregarding what a jury in the civil case found. It's very unusual for a jury in a civil case to award punitive damages more than $20 million. They only do that when they say that the death that was caused was one that was done with malice and oppression. That cannot be ignored. This is a man who took a knife, and he said, by the way, that no one's ever accused him of using a weapon against them. Well, I guess if you're dead and left on the doorstep of your home in bloody, where your 2 little children could come out and find you, you can't accuse him anymore. But that's what he did, left that mother of his children lying in a pool of blood. We're never going to forget that. That's not ancient history. That will always be a stain on the reputation of O.J. Simpson.
All right, well...
hold on a second.
Yeah, well, Jeffrey, Felix, can I just ask Jeffrey, you wrote a book, didn't you, about O.J.'s time in prison, but he didn't react well to that. What happened as a result?
I don't know. I think people are feeding him information that the book is negative on him. There's nothing negative in that book about O.J. It's just a time that we spent in prison together and some of the stories that we had and some of the adventures we went through being out in the middle of nowhere at Lovelock. And, you know, I would like to bury the hatchet with O.J. You know, I am a little concerned he might bury the hatchet in me, but I would like to bury the hatchet with him. And if everybody just thinks he's guilty over these double murders, they're proving it now that it took 2 people to do these murders, the forensics. They're saying it took 2 people to do these murders. I think he was at the murder scene in Brentwood, but I don't think he committed the murders.
Okay.
Unless
Well, I'll tell you
know, spoken OJ and get to know OJ, you don't know. You don't know what kind of a guy he is. He's a very easygoing, nice guy. I could not imagine him doing these murders.